Okay, what I'm going to be discussing in here is pretty much the Photoshop interface. Just some basic stuff that you're going to need to know and to kind of make sense of everything. Um, Whether you're creating a new blank document or clicking and dragging an image in to work with, you'll be shown how to do all that throughout the semester. But I just want to show you the basics of Photoshop. When you're working in Photoshop, this whole entire area that you're viewing is your workspace. Inside that workspace, you're going to have common interface components, such as your document window right here. And it's just a blank document, but this is where you'll be working with whether it's a blank document or specific image to where maybe you're making a selection, stuff like that. So this is your document window right here where that white blank document is. Um, on the top part is your menu bar. Very important. You'll notice where it says next to Photoshop, there's File. So, like if you needed to create a new document, you can go to File, New. There's so much here that you're gonna, learn throughout the semester. A lot of basic stuff, and if you continue on to like more advanced Photoshop, you'll learn more stuff about this. Um, but you're gonna notice that throughout Photoshop, you're gonna be working with like palettes and all that. So usually you're going to have layers and channels up. And if you don't see any type of layers or anything like that, because layers is very important when you're working with Photoshop, if you go up to window, this is where a lot of your palette windows are going to be, such as layers. And if it's not checked, you're going to want to check it so that layers shows up, and usually channels comes up with it, paths, stuff like that. But as of now, for beginning, layers is the most important thing that we want up. But that's your menu bar. You're going to see, a lot of filters that you'll probably learn throughout the semester towards the end and stuff like that. Become artsy with your images. You can apply filters to it. Um, so, in addition to the menu bar, the other most important thing is your tools and everything that you're going to be utilizing throughout the semester. Such like your selection tools, eyedropper, brush tools, are located over here. This is where your tools are located. If you're going to be doing a specific thing to an image, chances are you're going to have a specific tool selected. Um, and some basic ones that we're going to be using quite a lot of is your lasso tools, your marquee tools. These are all selection tools. Eventually, you're going to learn what the clone tool is, the brush tool, and so forth, and the move tool. There's two different types of settings that you can have with your tools. You'll notice there's triangles up here. I prefer having my tools set up like this. A lot of people prefer this way, to where it's just one like vertical, complete one row of your tools. I like having two rows. You'll notice like this is your foreground color, background color, reset default, swap, stuff like that. Just basic stuff. You'll learn all this stuff throughout the semester. One thing you'll notice that if you have a specific tool selected, um, majority of the tools in here, except maybe like one or two, you'll notice there's a little triangle in the bottom right corner. That little triangle is informing you that there's more than one tool there. So there's more than one lasso tool, and they all do something different. If you go to the marquee tools, where the square rectangular marquee tool is, you'll notice that there's a rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee, stuff like that. So there's more than one tool to that uh, particular tool. And if you want the bigger window of all the tools for that specific tools, you just click and hold on that specific tool and it will pop all those up, and then you select the one that you need. Um, as far as the tools goes, the last thing that you're going to want to know about is the options bar. The options bar pretty much displays all the uh, settings for a particular tool. So let's say I have the lasso tools up. You have all these specific options that you might be able to use to manipulate selections or something like that. Um, and if I click a different tool, you're going to notice that the options menu changes. Every tool has a specific options to it so that Um, you might be able to change something to help you out uh, with a selection or something like that. Brush tool, if I select that, you can change options with a specific type of brush that you might have. The type of mode, the opacity of that brush, the flow, the smoothing. If I click on the clone tool, you'll notice that all these brushes, that options change. You got a burn tool, look at all the options changing. So those are very important. So anytime you are going to select a specific tool, those options will change because that tool has all these different settings to it. So that's pretty much it. You got your menu bar on the top, options bar right below it. Then you got your tools over here, your workspace, and then all your palette windows will be over here. As of now, the most important one for Photoshop is going to be your layers. You're always going to want to have that up. There's other ones here that you can bring up, colors, swatches, gradients, but layers is the most important, and that's pretty much it to get started. Just an introduction into your workspace. And that is it.